Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the weekly. All right, so we're going to be going from the 27th to June 3rd. All right, the 27th to the 3rd. All right, so interesting because it's a part of May, part of June, so it's one of those weeks that's like the crossover week. So we're going to see what it's looking like for you guys today. We're going to be doing the fire signs. I'm going to get right into it with the Romance Angel Oracle deck and get each of your cards out for you guys. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Lovely fire signs, and see what's going on for May 27th, tomorrow, to June 3rd, which is next Monday. All right. What's going on for my lovely fire signs? I'm sorry. Meant to say fire. Actually, I was going to say Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Alright. And I like to do the weekly readings by element because a lot of us will have, we have multiple signs, right? So I have Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Leo, right? And you'll find a lot of that. You always find, every chart is different, but I feel like doing the weeklies by element is easier to kind of, well, it's more resonating, right, to multiple people. So you can get a little bit from each of the readings. If you're Sagittarius like me, of Moon and Leo, you may resonate a little bit with each of the stories, all right, that are coming through. So that's why I like to do my readings like this. So show me the weekly for our lovely fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, let's go. What we got for you, Aries, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. All right, so forgiving and learning for Aries. Leo, new love. Oh, lovely. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. I love this card, new love. You see that? She's like surrounded by like cherubs and little cupids. I love this one. New love is always fun, right? And honeymoon for Sagittarius. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So maybe Sagittarius is going to go away with someone and take a trip to the beach, or it's, it's summertime coming, right? Maybe you go up to the mountains or go on holiday. All right, so those are three lovely cards for this week for the fire signs. At the bottom of the deck, we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnerships. And I think all of these are about working on partnerships, right? Forgiving and learning. New love is beginning a partnership, and honeymoon is when you've gotten together and now you're enjoying your time. Right? And it's all about working on partnerships. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. And I'm a big believer in looking at your relationship as almost like the third entity. It's you, your partner, and then the relationship. And the relationship itself needs attention, right? It needs care and attention, You give each other care and attention, but sometimes you need to give the relationship itself care and attention, space, and, and if you look at it that way, I know couples who take time out for their relationship, right? They make sure they have time together. They go on trips together. They do things together. And they do it in a sense where, like, they make sure to have time for each other, but that is making time for the relationship too. So, all right, what's going on for our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for this week, May 27th to June 3rd, Monday to Monday. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards for each. Show me a clear message for each sign. Show me. All right, here we go. Out the gate, 7 of discs for you, Aries. And a Page of Wands. And 13, Death. Interesting. All right. You've got Leo, new love. On that, you've got 15, the Devil. 7 of Wands. And you got the 4 of Wands. Huh. And Sagittarius, you've got 8. Strength card, or Leo. And 10 of discs, or pentacles, and 9 of pentacles. Interesting. Wow, so it's all pentacles and wands, right? So there's no cups anywhere for any of you. No swords. So it's all about passion this week, right? Passion and finances. 7s. We've got some 7s going on. 2 7s. 15. Interesting. So 2 7s is the card for dreams, yearnings, longings, unexpected surprises, unexpected occurrences in terms of, you know, things happening that you know, getting a wish that you didn't expect, or getting a wish fulfilled in a way you didn't expect. At the bottom of the deck for the week, we have 8 of Cups. All right, so that's the second 8 we have. 8 is the number of limitations, right? Limitations and boundaries, setting limitations and boundaries. 8 of Cups is talking about setting boundaries in your relationships and moving away from shallow relationships. So that's the movement, right? That's the reason why this character is moving away. You know, the cards, like I like to try to read as deeply as I can so that it can resonate for as many people as possible. This card isn't just about leaving behind relationships. It's about setting boundaries and turning your back on relationships that don't fit your criteria anymore, right? You realizing that you need to set boundaries, that boundaries are healthy, that knowing your limitations are healthy. And in that way, he's ascending. He's ascending. He has a robe of wisdom. He's becoming much more wise. And that wisdom, through that energy, that 8 energy of boundaries and limitations, is what's allowing him to go to a deeper level in his relationships. So that's what it's all about, kind of underneath of everything this week. So let's get into it. Aries, you have 7 of Pentacles. By the way, a pentacle is just a circle with a 5-pointed star, a pentagram inside of it, right? And so that's why they call it a pentacle. 7 of Pentacles. So this is looking back, right? Looking back on what you've achieved, and is it what you wanted? 7 being, like I said, the number of dreams and wishes and yearnings, what you yearn for your life, you know, what you dream of. It can be situations that change, you know, your dreams and your pursuits, right? But here he's looking back and he's like, you know, what you got, is that what you wanted? Is that really what you wanted? You got what you thought you wanted, but is it what you want? And so he's kind of musing, right? He's kind of looking at over all of his garden, what's grown for him, what he's grown for himself. And he's just trying to decide, you know, like, is this really what I want? And so forgiving and learning is your romance angel card. So perhaps that's part of your journey as well, looking back to see what is it that you wanted to begin with, right? And are you realizing now that how and where you've arrived and why it may or may not be what you want? Crossing that, you've got the Page of Wands and you've got Death. So somebody coming in, Page of Wands, right? With some communication with you, right? Page of Wands comes in. He comes in with a little idea, a little kind of like, I got an idea. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about this plan I have, this vision I've got? You know, I'm thinking on working on this project. Do you want to come in on it? Right? So it's a small gesture of wanting to come together with a mutual vision, right? And then you have the Death card, 13. Number 3. 3s are about extremes, going past the point of no return, bonding and loyalty. That's why the 13, right? Death is the 13th because it's past the point of no return. When you have the death card, that's a change in your life after which you will never be the same again. Doesn't mean necessarily, it doesn't mean physical death, but a death of a certain part of your life or yourself in such a way that everything, there's full transformation and you just simply are the same person again. So it can be that this person coming in now, giving you this message, right? It might be to go ahead on a particular project or a particular vision, right? After realizing, after you having done some looking back, right, on your life, and perhaps, I believe, this message coming in now is going to get you to completely reevaluate what it is you truly want. I think perhaps up until now, maybe you're realizing you didn't get what you really want, or your dreams have changed, your vision has changed, and that's why you have this death card here, because things are completely changing. You could be as well be going through a period right now where you are doing some emotional healing with family, right? And the message that you see coming through could be this communique that you're having with someone could be just the type of communication that completely rocks everything for you, especially since you've been going through this period of healing, right? It might also be that you're more open to messages you weren't open to before, Aries, because you're changing, because you're reevaluating. You're just at that point where you're open to it. All right, so that's quite interesting. These weekly readings are not necessarily romance or love readings. They're just readings for the week. I still pull the romance angel cards to give an overview of how your relationships should be going. But ultimately, it is a general reading. And so this is what you're dealing with this week. It is significant, Aries, because there's the death card there. So there's definitely going to be some change, right? Whether it has begun or you're in the middle of it, right? But you're going to be noticing some really significant upheaval in terms of your outlook on life and where you're going to be steering yourself from here on. All right, Leo, new love, and on top of that, you've got the 15. So that's 5. 5 is the number of is the number for power struggle, strife, intractable relationships that are inherently difficult. Now, we're not talking about breaking down the numbers to the final in numerology, so where 15 will break down to 6, right? We're just talking about the fact that the 15 is a 5 card because it's the carry on from 5, which is the Hierophant. So, interestingly enough, the Hierophant also sits on a sort of throne and has 2 figures, but the 2 figures are kind of bowed to him, right, in worship in a way. Here also the 2 figures are bound to the altar of the devil. And so the devil talks about when healthy desires, right? When your healthy desires and wants, instead of being healthy, you become enslaved to them. Right? So now you're addicted to the lower energies, right? You're addicted to the material, or you're addicted to the lust, or you're addicted to the quick satisfaction, right? Instead of allowing those creative forces, which are when in harmony, those are creative forces, but they need to be in harmony and they need to be elevated through spirit in order for them to take you somewhere transcendent. But if you're just in the material realm addicted to that, this is the warning of the devil card. So it doesn't necessarily talk about you being evil or there being evil forces. It simply talks about a warning to not allow yourself to be controlled by your baser forces and therefore blocking off the spiritual, right? So too much of a good thing. Are you having too much of a good thing? Be careful. New love as well. So a new person is coming in, right? It could be as well that you're having a lifestyle right now that you need to pay attention to, because especially if a new love is coming in, you don't want to be in this energy of being addicted to things, right? You want to be in that healthy energy, so now would be the time to handle that, right? Definitely something to look at, Leo. It could be your lifestyle right now, right? Could be that, you know, here we go. We have Four of Wands, right? Fours being stability. So people talk about this being the twin flames because it's 11-11. But, I mean, deeper is the fact that it's a Four of Wands. So it's a deep commitment. And not only in a romantic sense, it can be as well just in society, in your local group, right? Your local community. But Four of Wands talks about stability of wands, the stability of fire and passion, so that everyone is focused and agreed to work toward the same goal. It's that stability and focus that is necessary to have a long-term relationship, which is why this then translates to a lot of people as a soulmate energy card, because a lot of times it implies a long-term relationship because it's so stable. But the stability comes from, it's a four card, right? The first four being the Emperor, the King, you know, the ultimate stability card. So in Four of Wands, we find stability in our relationships, in our societies. And so that's what's coming in for you, as well as you having to make a stand here. Here, Seven of Wands is talking about having to stand up, having to fight, having to come up with creative ideas to fend off those that are making you feel like you need to defend your position, right? So wands are not swords, they're not weapons. So when you have strife energy in a wands card, it talks about how can you use your creativity to battle against this, what's coming up, right? So you're getting a lot of obstacles. It could be, right? You have a new love coming in, Leo. Could be that your social circle, right? Your social circle is giving you a lot of flack, a lot of static about it, right? And you're feeling like, oh, you're feeling attacked, right? A bit. Maybe you're feeling attacked for your choices, right? Give your relationship a chance, right? Here, I almost feel like this new love may be someone that you're may not be someone that you're used to, the type you're used to going out with. Could just be that, you know, sometimes, you know, our friends as well, sometimes can be, you know, our worst enemies in a way. You know, if they don't like somebody for you, they can be very vocal and give you a lot of kind of, you know, but you have to remember that when someone comes in for you or you come towards somebody, there's a lot of different reasons why you can be attracted to certain people, because you change throughout life. You become a different person. You're not always necessarily going to attract the same people, the same type of people, or whatever. At the end of the day, whoever you choose to come towards to be in a relationship with, or to try to be in a relationship with, is your business. But I feel like you have, certainly the energy I feel like here is definitely your social circle, could be your family, but I feel like it's your social circle right now giving you a lot of like pressure about someone that you might be dealing with or be thinking about getting into a relationship with for some reason or another. Is that person already involved? Are they already married? Is it that this new person coming in should not really be dealing with you anyway? Be careful, Leo, right? I know that you see a happily ever after here, the possibility of a happily ever after, but there's warnings all over this with the Devil card. Just the warnings, you know. Make sure your spiritual channel is open so you're listening to your subconscious, you're listening to your intuition, okay? And you're not just going by your baser carnal emotions. 15 is also the card for lust, right? The Devil is a lusty energy, right? It can be that you just feel very physical. There's a lot of physicality here, but there's also issues. There's some reason that you're receiving strife here, even though you're feeling like this might be a happily ever after. We're going to clarify with a couple other cards. Sagittarius, honeymoon, you've got the 8 strength card again. So 8, like I said, is about limitations and boundaries. Well, this is the ultimate card for that, the Leo card. You see here, you know, she's learning her strengths. What are her strengths? You know, how strong is she? She's finding out exactly how strong she is. You know, it talks about going inside and realizing how strong you are through adversity. realizing how strong you are through being able to control your baser emotions, anger, vanity, jealousy, right? So she tames, it's not that she tames the beast, but she has an understanding with him. Sometimes she's in this position, sometimes she is the beast. The beast and her are symbiotic in that way. So it's not a taming of the beast, but it is more like an understanding and a knowing when to allow those emotions to kind of be center stage, or when to like calm them, right? So it's knowing your own strengths as well, and that's what you're doing right now, Sagittarius. Even though honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, it could just be that you're just in a very happy period right now. Socially, you're feeling very like a real social butterfly. You know what I mean? You could be planning on going on a trip sometime soon with a group or with a person, right? Just going away and enjoying yourself. So in this way, like I say, this is a general reading. So it's not like here I do say this is about a relationship. Here it may or may not be, okay? But you're feeling really good. And right now it's all about you not losing. You're being very mature right now, Sagittarius. Sometimes you can get quite like carried away, with relationships, or especially if you're if you're having good sex. I know how I'm a Sagittarius. You Sagittarius, you have multiple relationships, and sometimes it's a challenge as well to keep your emotions and actions under control, right? People always feel like Sagittarius is such a cold sign, but the reality is that we're temperance, right? That's our card. We're constantly tempering our fire and trying not to be too out of control. 10 of Pentacles is there for you, so you've got abundance coming your way. I mean, you really do. You have it's the circle, it's the completion. It could be that you're going to get some news, you're going to get some kind of information coming in, but it's like 10 is completion, right? So it's coming full circle in your favor. You're going to feel like, if you were having issues financially for any reason, because maybe something was on a back burner or something was on a hold, it's all going to come together now. And as well, 9 of Pentacles talks about having worked, right? Having really worked. You've done this, you're on your own. 9 is the number of isolation, being alone, working on your own. The Hermit is the 9 card. It's spiritual, going on your spiritual journey. So 9 of Pentacles is the woman who's done it all on her own. However, there's a warning. The warning, with all things, there's a yin and a yang. The warning here as well is that sometimes your finances and what you've accumulated can cause you to be isolated from those around you. Do not isolate yourself in your wealth or in your abundance. She is in the garden by herself, right? So it's a flip side with 9 of Pentacles. Just be careful of that you don't become isolated from others. But at the same time, I feel like you're going to be feeling good here. This is just more like this 10 of Pentacles is coming through for you because of all of the hard work you've done. And you're hanging in there emotionally. Let's get out the Thelema deck and do some clarity. All right, fire signs. What are we up to? 23 minutes about? Okay. Let me get some clarity on these readings for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the week of May 27th to the June 3rd, Monday to Monday. Forgiving and learning, new love, and honeymoon. All right. Here's some clarity. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oops, that landed face down. Sagittarius, what are they going through? Show me. Show me. Aries, the devil. Interesting. Here's the devil coming through for you. And the world. Three of Swords, Leo. Seven of Swords. Sagittarius, Knight of Swords. And the Fool. All right, so all major arcana and swords. So here comes the communication part of it. The essence was in the wands and the pentacles, and here's the clarification. At the bottom, Three of Pentacles as well. Gain, bonding, loyalty. Loyalty to your craft, right? Loyalty to your task, integrity in your work, right? Threes being the number of loyalty as well. Here we go. The devil. Again, more of indulging, being tied to your temptations, your lusts, your desires without any spiritual guidance. Be careful. All right, be careful. Don't be tempted here. Remember, you're having an upheaval this week. The world is here as well. So, you're definitely getting a bigger view of your life, right? Like I said here, you're reevaluating. Forgiving and learning always talks about full transformation. But the World card talks about not seeing from a bird's eye view, but seeing a big view, right? Well, actually, that is a bird's eye view. A bird is flying, so they see the big view. But I guess what I mean to say, not looking at, obsessing about the little details, but looking at the whole picture, right? Your place in the world as well. How you see yourself in the world, The World card talks about when you come to a realization, and I'm not surprised because this comes on top of the Death card. Coming to a realization of yourself and how you really fit in the world. How do you fit? And with the Death card there's going to be an ego change or transformation on your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level, right? So the World card is definitely a good, it's a change that's positive, but it gives you a lot of confidence. You're going to come out of this with a lot of confidence. You're going to come out of this whole change with a reaffirmation of who you see, how you see yourself, right? Truly how you see yourself and how you see your place in the world. And the Devil card is here as well, okay? Can be also creativity, being highly creative. So sometimes the Devil card is inherently in the Devil is creation, right? Is the energies that cause creation. Lust and sexuality are the Kundalini energies that bring out creative works, right? That's where all of our art and music and everything comes from. So the Devil card as well can be a sign that you're feeling highly creative, highly and aroused in a very creative way. That your Kundalini energy is rising, you know what I mean? And it's fiery, it's passionate, okay? And I feel like that could be as well for you, Aries, instead of being more like a warning of being too caught up in your temptations, I feel like you're going through a change this week. It's very Wands, fire energy. You're going through a change this week, and you're going to be feeling very, very creative. And very, very kind of like potent. That's all I can say. You're just going to be feeling very kind of like, you may be feeling a lot of sexual tension this week, Aries. Aries is, can be known for that anyway. Having that kind of sexual kind of tension that can spur them. Sometimes that's where they get their like zest, their forward motion from. I think this week you're going to be feeling a lot of that as well. And Leo, here you go, Three of Swords. So there was a heartbreak, and I think this is it. There was a heartbreak, and there was and Seven of Swords, and that was some deceptive kind of like Seven of Swords. Is when somebody wants something so much they'd rather steal it than work for it. And they have Three of Swords. So you could have been in a relationship with somebody, and somebody else could have been plotting on that relationship, or they could have wanted the person you were with so bad that they just underhandedly kind of got in the way of your relationship and took it away from you. You just got some really effed up energy here around a close relationship, something that hurt you. This is painful, right? So it's the three sources impaling that rose, you know, the red rose of love. Red means signifying love. Red roses signify deep love. So that was broken. That was kind of stabbed and dripped. And, you know, it's more like, it's not even like breaking. It's kind of just tearing someone apart. This card is very, I love the card because the illustration really gets the feeling across. And then here, this person is just like a thief in the night, you know. This could also feel like you felt like this person just stole your heart like a thief in the night, you know, and now this is how you feel. So this new love, you know, you don't want this in your new love. I think that maybe this is the reason why you're getting this energy now. I think you might have met somebody new, okay, and your friends are worried about you because this is where you just came from. And so also, take care, take heed, because I think here the Devil card is a stiff warning to you, right? To not be tempted by the same old things that tempted you before and caught you up in this situation. Be wise, learn, right? If your friends are coming at you, right, and you feel attacked, it could be that they're looking out for you. Have a conversation with them and try to find out why. Try to find, you know what I mean? If that's what this energy is, this is the message I have coming through, you know? I hope it resonates. But I feel like this is a warning for you in this case, this Devil card. Don't be tempted by the sex, or don't be tempted by, you know, all the other shit that tempted you before and got you into a relationship that wasn't healthy. You do have a possibility for a happily ever after. You want a happily ever after. You're ready for it. Right? But you have to be careful and wise. Because it can be, new love doesn't mean that it's the next person. You know what I mean? Context is everything, you know. It's all about what you assign, right? So, okay, you say new love, and the first thing, the instant that you say new love in the reading, you know, most people will naturally think, oh, the next person that I meet, the next romantic encounter, that must be the new love. That's not necessarily so. It just means new love is coming in for you. It just means that one of the next encounters you're going to have over a period of time is your new love, is the one that you may have this happily ever after with. But there's nothing to suggest that it's the very next person that you have a romantic encounter with. All right? The cards are not that specific. They're just saying new love is coming in. And so this is why I try to clarify as much as possible. Don't assume that it's the next romantic person. And so this is where the warning comes in, right? Of the next romantic encounters that come through, be discerning. One of them may be your new love. But be discerning. It may be the second or the third or the fourth person you speak to or that you go on a date with or whatever, right? But in order to find out which one it is, you have to be wise. You have to learn the lessons. You cannot allow yourself to be tempted by the same things you were tempted before, okay? You know, so don't assume sometimes, you know, and I guess I need to say that in the reading so that I can be clear about that. Doesn't necessarily mean the very next person that you're dating. Just means it's coming in. Sagittarius, honeymoon period right now. Knight of Swords and the Fool. So yes, someone is coming in for you as well. Someone's coming in. They want to have that conversation and you got a whole new journey starting. I feel like this 10 of Discs here for you, Sagittarius, is really the completion of something, you know, that you've been going through, I think, financially. And it's setting you up into a place where you're going to be comfortable, maybe a place you haven't been, or maybe you have been in that place, but I feel like it's just going to elevate. Even if you did have abundance and financial security before, you're going to have even more so of it now upon this completion, right? And I think that this new feeling or this next level as well is going to coincide with this person coming in and the Fool card being a new journey for you. Right? You definitely feel like a new part of your life is about to start. right? And there's definitely someone coming in for you. Knight of Swords, I feel like this person, that's where the honeymoon is coming in. They're like, whoop, I'm coming to get you. They're coming in for you. They're going to have that conversation, right? They're swords. They're going to have that clear-cut conversation. Look, I like you. You like me. You want to try this? You want to do this? Let's do this, because I'm moving and I'm moving forward, and I want you to come with me. And I feel like, you know, Sagittarius, you're going to be like, ooh, ooh, all right, I'm ready. I got everything I need. I don't need much. I got everything I need. This cycle has closed for me, thank God, right? And now I'm ready. I'm ready. And you're going to do it in a very measured way, because at the top, at the very top, you know what you want. Strength, right? 8. You know what you want, and you've done the work, and you're being cautious and careful. You're not allowing your, you know what I mean? You're not being too hasty. You're being strong, right? All right. Love it. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. This is the weekly for May 27th to June 3rd for all you lovely fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If it resonated, you like this video, you know what to do. But for now, I'm just going to say have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.